Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shreya and on this channel I share everything about life in the UK and much more interesting stuff. So if this is something you're interested in, kindly subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell icon to stay updated for my future videos. So, if you are an IMG trying to decide between PLAB and USMLE, in today's video, I'll be breaking down the exam, the cost, preparation, the job aspects, and everything that you'll need to know to make an informed choice for your right future. So, grab a notebook and a coffee, and let's dive right into today's video. So let's start with the basics. So PLAB stands for Professional Linguistic Assessment Board. So this is the exam that you have to take if you want to work in the UK. If you want to work in US, you'll have to take USMLE, which stands for United States Medical Licensing Examination. So both these exams are meant to be taken by international medical graduates, depending upon which country you wish to work in. While both the exams are meant to open doors for international medical graduates, these exams are very different in structure and cost. So let's break them down. So starting with PLAB. PLAB has got two parts. PLAB Part 1, which is an MCQ style single best answer questions. So you get 180 questions to be done in what 80 minutes, and this exam is held in many countries. Then we've got PLAB Part 2, which is an OSCE style clinical exam. However, it is only held in Manchester, UK. So PLAB exam in general is a generic exam. It is not specialty specific. So in PLAB, they are testing your clinical knowledge, your communication, and ethics. For USMLE, the parts of this exam are known as steps. So there are three steps for USMLE. So step one actually tests basic sciences like physiology, pathology, pharmacology. Then we've got step two, which test clinical knowledge. So there would be case-based detailed questions. And then comes a step three, which one has to give once they start their residency, and that test actually it's testing your management skills. So all the steps are spread over a couple of years, and I personally do feel that USMLE is more in depth clinically. The format of the exams is more in depth compared to what is with PLAB exams. So let's talk money. PLAB is significantly cheaper than USMLE. So PLAB 1 cost around £250. PLAB 2 is approximately around £950. And plus, you'll have to pay for your travel, your visa, and your accommodation in the UK for PLAB 2. USMLE, on the other hand, is much more expensive. So for step one and step two CK, it is approximately around $1,000 to $1,200 each. Then we've got step three for USMLE. So it is again another 900 US dollars. And then you'll be paying for your travel, your accommodation, plus if you end up doing any electives. So everything adds up. So for PLAB exams, the total comes around 2,000 to 2,400 pounds. However, for USMLE, the total could go up to $15,000. So as we all know, time is money, right? So PLAB exam, in general, if you plan ahead, takes around 12 to 18 months with smart planning. And USMLE, on the other hand, can take up to 2 to 4 years to pass all the steps for USMLE. So USMLE requires more extensive preparation in terms of the curriculum, because especially for step one, you'll be diving deep into basic sciences, which especially in India are the first year subjects. And by the time you'll be giving USMLE, I would guess that you've completed your primary medical education, so you'll actually have to read all that again. However, for the PLAB, it focuses mainly on your final year subjects and the clinical knowledge, and it is a more straightforward subject. So many people do say that if you are a fresh graduate, or if you just freshly completed your medical school, PLAB may feel or seem simpler than USMLE. So now here's the important bit. What happens after you pass the exam? So for PLAB especially, once you pass both PLAB 1 and PLAB 2, you can actually apply for non-training jobs in the UK. And once you start working here, you can apply for whichever specialty training that you wish to apply. So PLAB is essentially just a licensing exam. It does not put you into a training program directly. Work-life balance in UK is generally good. The salary is fine. You would not struggle, as I would say. But yeah, in general, it's not bad, but it does not put you straight into a training program. For USMLE, it is a bit different. So once you are completing all the steps for USMLE, you can actually directly apply for residency via matching process. So that puts you straight into a training program. But however, that matching process is very competitive. But if you actually get matched into the specialty that you wanted to work, the salary is quite good. However, the work life balance is not great, because you'll be working long hours, and yeah, it is. What I've heard is it is quite busy, and getting into a training program, of course, is quite competitive. I do want to add, to get matched into residency in US, you would need a lot of electives, good scores, and researches. So what are the pros of doing PLAB exam? The first would be it is quicker to complete. It is, of course, cheaper as compared to USMLE. The exam structure is somewhat better and easier. Apart from that, the work-life balance in the UK is good. What are the pros of doing USMLE? So once you're completing the steps, you could actually get matched directly for residency. So you would not have to give another exam to get into a training program. Apart from that, of course, the universities in the USA are recognized all over the world. So you get worldwide prestige. What are the disadvantages of PLAB? The first would be, of course, it is limited to UK, which means if you were to move, if you change your mind or you want to move to some other country, you'll again have to give that country's licensing exam. Apart from that, PLAB 2 is only held in Manchester, so it doesn't matter where in the world you are from, you'll have to travel to UK to sit for PLAB 2 exam. Apart from that, PLAB is only a licensing exam. So if you wish to get into a training program, you would still have to sit for exam to get into specialty training in the UK. So some of the disadvantages of USMLE is, the first is, of course, it is very expensive, and the whole process of completing all the steps is a long process. Apart from that, the residency matching program is very, very competitive. So now comes the big question: which exam is better for you, and which exam should you appear for, or which country should you move to? So, unfortunately, I do not have a specific answer to this question, because it is really very subjective. It depends upon which country you actually see your future or see yourself working as a doctor. When I moved to UK, that was my only goal. Right. I never thought of moving to US or sitting for these steps. So it really depends what you want to do. However, in this video, I've explained the process about the exams, how many parts are there, and how long the journey is going to be. So be your own judge and decide for yourself. Just remember, there is no one size fits all. Choose based upon your goals, your budget, your values, and what your heart desires. So I really hope this comparison helped you get some clarity and make the right decision for your future. Let me know in the comments how you like today's video, or if there is any specific topic that you want me to discuss or make a video on. I would love to hear from you guys. Also, let me know in the comments which exam are you planning to prepare for, PLAB or USMLE. So this is gonna be it for today's video, and I'll see you in the next.